Hey, sister.
Hey, sister.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm so excited about today.
I know we have a big surprise
Yes, we do.
for our real fans that is going to feel like we're taking a real sharp left turn because
Yeah, it is.
we are veering away, or for just today, veering off of our 80s episodes.
Can you believe it?
Well, I can't believe it.
Tell everybody why. There's been something we've been waiting for.
Because something happened to us over the break around New
Yes.
Year's. We had an experience in the theaters that you and I have been waiting for this experience to happen to us for many years.
Yes. And yes.
In
That is
fact,
true.
this experience that we have been waiting to happen for many years, we actually counted back to like 2010,
Yeah,
I think.
that's true. So do you want to say what the experience is?
Yes, we always say they just don't make them like they used to. And y'all, they finally made one.
did it.
They finally made one like they used to.
Oh,
We tracked it back. Like I said, I believe we went back to like 2010.
yes.
So it's been a long stretch for us.
Yes.
Can I tell them what it is?
Let's hold off a sec. Let's hold off.
Okay.
But we saw, real fans, what we consider to be the best movie that we've seen in the theaters in years. Now, I am going to say, sister, it's not like, you can't compare it to something like Wicked, right? Wicked
No.
was like, it was great. It was a great movie. But I'm just talking about, let's go to the movie on a Friday night.
And
Best
have
movie
a ball.
Yes. All right. So hold on, real fans, because here we go.
I'm Amanda.
And I'm Missy, and this is Real Sisters Rewind.
Join us as we go back to the 80s.
Hey, real fans, welcome back to Real Sisters Rewind. We are Amanda and Missy, two sisters who, as you know, love great movies and wish they were as good now as they were back then. We have
Sometimes wishes come true, sister.
we finally found one. If you love what you are hearing, take a second to leave us a 5-star review, subscribe, and don't forget, we send out our Real Sister stickers for reviews. Screenshot that review and email it to hello@realsistersrewind.com, and we will send one out to you.
That's right. Now, as you started us off strong, sister, instead of rewinding to the 80s today, we are jumping right into the present. We're reviewing a current movie in theaters. Let's say it together on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. The Housemaid.
If
And
you
we're
saw
not
it,
exaggerating, right? We're not exaggerating when we say it's one of the best movies we've seen in the theater
in years.
years and years and years and years and years.
Yeah, it is just pure movie magic, like pure storytelling. It is just fantastic.
Yeah.
No gimmicks so it's just a great movie.
Yeah.
But before we go any further, we need to put a big warning here.
Disclaimer.
Disclaimer. This episode is going to tell it all. Major spoilers are coming up here, not just hints, not just like a synopsis. We're going to be giving spoilers. And
we're laying it out there.
Yeah, and this is not a movie that you want to go into seeing with spoilers.
That's right. So if you haven't seen The Housemaid yet and you want to go in fresh like I did, like Amanda did, and just have one of those theater experiences. If you've read the book and you know, then you can listen. But if you haven't read the book and you haven't seen the movie, pause this episode, grab a friend, grab your husband, grab somebody, go to the theater, and then come back and listen along with us.
That's perfect. And I'm glad you said grab a friend, grab your husband. We saw this with, I've seen this with or I haven't didn't see it with my mom, but I know my mom saw it. I saw it with my girls. I saw it with and they're like college age. I saw it with you. I saw it with friends, and I know my husband would love it. Like
Yeah,
you
I
can
want to go see
see
it with my
this
husband too.
with any movie lover,
Yeah.
and it's so fun. All right, from this point forward, we're all in. So this is your last opportunity if you don't want to hear the spoilers to dip out and come
That's
back after
right.
you've seen it.
That's right, real fans. You've been warned. Sister, let's talk about The Housemaid.
All right, this film was released in theaters on December 19th, 2025. And
About
yeah,
a month ago.
about a month ago.
Not what would that be? 40 years ago.
Right, exactly. I actually saw The Housemaid, I think it was on the 27th, like a couple of days after Christmas, with Savannah, my oldest,
Uh-huh.
and a friend of hers.
Okay.
And we were, I mean, we couldn't get over it. It
Yeah.
was just amazing. Immediately, when we walked out, I was like, we have to bring Madison. We have to bring Aunt Missy. We have to bring mom. Like, whoever.
Yeah. And it's so funny because I have been seeing it advertised and I thought, oh, this is going to be like one that could have been on Lifetime or Netflix. And so when you called to tell me, don't look up anything about it, we have to go see it, it's
Uh-huh.
fantastic. I was so excited. And so when Chris and I came down just a few days later for our annual New Year's Eve trip to your house, a whole big crew of us went to see it, including your friend Allison, who read
Yes.
the book and still gave it a
Yes.
thumbs up.
She loved it.
She said it was fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. And the reason I called you and said, and I still recommend this to anyone, don't look at any spoilers. If something
Yeah.
pops up on social media, don't look at it, don't listen, because I went into this movie, I knew nothing. I did
I
not
knew
know
nothing.
anything about the book. I
Mm-mm.
knew nothing about the plot. And that made it so much more fun.
Oh my gosh, it was so fun. I completely agree. And probably had you just said it's so good, I might have started snooping, but I intentionally didn't go look. But
Mm-hmm.
I knew it wasn't going to be something that when I left, like so many movies over the last decades,
15 years.
15 years of movies where it was like it
Ugh.
should have been, a Monday night movie of the week or a Netflix. Because I love Netflix series, but
Yeah.
I don't love the movies they put on Netflix. And I don't
Yeah,
even
yeah,
like
yeah.
Lifetime movies anymore.
I
I
know.
used to love them. But so whenever we came home from the movie, Amanda, as soon as it was over, I was like, that was the best movie I'd seen in years. And you're like, I know, right? And so we got back to the house and I pulled out the computer and
Yes.
we literally went to all the movies that had been released by week, by year, and we just kept scrolling.
And
And
I
so we,
think we started around 2000.
no, I started with 2025. And so we
Oh, that's
went,
right. We went backward.
right?
That's
We
right.
went backwards. And so I was like, okay, Wicked was that movie from 2025. It was a good movie. It was a
Yeah.
great movie, right?
Yeah.
But again, I don't think you can compare the two. And then we kept scrolling, and I'm trying to remember if there was anything in 2024. I don't think there really was. And I don't think there was really anything. I mean, it has gotten to the point where it's all like we talked about, like, what is it, like Marvel?
Yep.
Those
Or
kind of
horror,
movies
like
are
horror,
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 like
not
hard
thriller,
horror,
like
right?
horror.
Hard horror, um, or like I don't know,
Like an
sci-fi.
agenda of
Yeah,
something, or
yes, yes. And
like
then
some sort of agenda.
right, we kept going back, and we liked the movie Reagan, but we didn't see it in the theater.
And probably wouldn't have,
No,
even
and
if I.
wouldn't have seen it. But I think we went back and it was like about 2015, I think, wasn't it? When
Mhm.
we were like, okay, I think that year we had like five movies that
For
had
the
come to
whole
the
year.
screen for the whole year.
But here's what was interesting. And we're talking about this because this is so much of what this whole podcast is really born out of.
Yeah.
Is we went back to we were looking at some of the years in the 90s and in the 80s where there were so many good movies in that year that we could have gone we probably went to the movies like every other weekend.
Yeah. I mean, that was where you started planning your weekend. Is there
Are
a
there any
movie?
good movies? What movies are
Yeah,
out?
what movie are we going to see? And now
Yeah.
it's gotten where it's not a movie a week, it's not a movie a month, and unfortunately, it's not even a movie a quarter that
No.
it's worth going to see. I know one of them I was going to compare it to was like Barbie was, and I did not go see it in theaters, but
I
like that
saw it
was
and I
a
didn't love it.
big movie that people were like, oh, go see it
Hmm.
in theaters, and it was
It was a nothing burger.
right. So that is why we are saying like we had to do it on the podcast. We had to.
Yes, we've got to. Well, and we were saying it because we were like, we have to bring attention to this because
Everybody go see it in the theaters.
everybody else here, Hollywood, if you're listening, this is what we want. This is what we want more of. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
We want movies like this, or I'm going to go back to an 80s movie we did recently, or like Rain Man, right? Like
Yeah.
it's the
Absolutely.
still no agenda, right? But like this
Right.
good feeling. This can be the formula you start with.
We're here for it. We're here for it.
Yeah. So let's hope for more.
Let's go. So let's go. Let's go.
Okay. Okay. I will tell you, even though I didn't know anything about this book, I knew it was or about this movie. I knew it was from a book written by Frida McFadden, who is an author that I love.
I've never ridden. I've never read her, but I can't wait.
Yeah, shout out to specifically The Teacher. I love that book. If you haven't read it, read it. It is
That's
so,
going to
so
be
good.
what I read on my next vacation because I only read novels like that on a vacation.
Yeah, it's
But
really
this
good.
was a 2022 novel, which
Uh-huh.
means this is what that tells me.
What?
Because we're in 2025. Someone read that book and they were like, this needs to be, well, we're in 2026. But just thinking about the production time and all that,
Yeah.
someone read that book and said, this has got to be a movie. Kudos to whoever that
Yeah.
was.
Yep.
You bought the rights. Got
And
the
you did it
producers.
justice.
You did it justice. You did
Yes.
it justice.
Well, the screenplay was written by Rebecca Sonnenschein, which obviously she based off of the book. And from everyone I know that read the book, they're pleased with the adaptation, I guess you
Yeah.
would say.
Well, it was directed by Paul. Do you pronounce it Feig? Paul Feig?
I think it's Fig.
Think it's Fig? Well, it's spelled Feig, which
Well, as you know, if you have real fans, if you are on our social media, last week I let you know we do have the facts here, except for when video was started in courts. It was not the People's Court. So I'm going to say Paul Fig.
okay, Paul Feig. He directed Another Simple Favor. So he is from that. But it's so funny. I went to look. I was like, surely he's done some other great things because it's that good to me. Do you know what he did that was a favorite of my oldest son, Michael, and me? Our favorites.
What?
Heavyweights.
Oh, that's such a, yep. That's a
He
good one.
directed Heavyweights, which is a great movie for like kids, y'all.
Yes. Yeah.
But just and then Freaks and Geeks, the television series, which
Yep.
I've never seen, but people really liked that. I think it was
Popular.
yeah, yeah.
All right. Well, it is rated R as it should be. And it stars. Sister, do you want to tell us who it
Sure.
stars?
Well, it stars Sydney Sweeney, who I first learned her name. Her face is familiar to me, but I first learned her name in the news lately because she was like unapologetic about being
About her jeans
blonde because of
commercial.
her jeans commercial with American Eagle, which I think American Eagle stock like went up, up, up.
Yeah.
But she's a cutie and she stars as Millie Calloway.
Yep. Yep. And then uh also starring Amanda this is another one I always have trouble with. I'm going to say Seyfried. Some people say
Okay.
Seyfried. We'll, come here for the facts.
Yep.
Um we'll let you know eventually. She played Nina Winchester.
And then I'm
Oh
just
my
gonna
gosh.
Brandon Skelenar plays Andrew Winchester. So he is married to Amanda Seyfried, if I'm saying that right or wrong. And he was in, what's the number that he was in,
I think
Amanda?
it's 1923,
1923. I never
but
know.
I'm
So
not sure.
that's the first time I'd ever saw him, and I thought, who is this goddess on my screen? And
Uh-huh.
or not goddess. Well, yeah, I don't want to say God, but
Yeah.
this great looking man on my TV screen in here. And
Yeah.
then if you were a fan of It Ends With Us, which was a great movie in 2024 that got
Yeah.
overlooked. It was a great movie.
Yes,
It
it
got
was.
overlooked because of all the
Drama.
political drama, but he was Atlas, adult Atlas, and It Ends With Us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And his name is Brandon Skinlar. It's not
I said
Skinlar.
it's not
It's I had
Glenlar.
it in my brain and I'm not saying it right now, but I'll come back to it.
Oh
Um
Lord, we're sorry, real fans. We were too excited.
Michelle Marone is in a supporting role
He's
along
the
with
gardener.
okay.
Uh
His
huh.
name's Enzo.
Yeah.
Enzo. And then Elizabeth Perkins also makes a couple of appearances in this ensemble.
And you remember Elizabeth Perkins? She's the love interest on Big. She was in the one we just did, sister, with Belushi and
A
Rob Lowe.
splash?
No, Belushi and Rob Lowe.
Oh, about last night.
Yeah, about no, no. The one we just did wasn't about last night
Oh, I don't know.
with Demi Moore.
That was
Maybe it
about
was
last
about
night.
last night.
It
Okay,
was. It
okay.
was. It
Here
was
we
about
go.
last night. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right.
You're right.
Well, as you said, it was rated R for good reason. I mean, we're talking about like, all the things that they
All
had
the
no
things.
problem in the 80s showing. It is R for a reason. And it's 131 minutes, which would be what? A little over 2 hours.
And it
But
was
let me
fine, but
tell you,
it could have
take
just
it
gone on.
beyond the sweet spot because
Yeah.
it was that good.
It
Yes,
was
yes.
well worth my time. And I just will say the reasons it was rated R check all the boxes for why my husband loves to go see a movie. So
Oh my gosh.
when he sees that pop up on Netflix, he's like, oh, perfect. Just what I was looking for.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. That's so funny.
Well, yeah. Anyway, just teasing, but Okay. So despite releasing it in a crowded holiday slate alongside other big franchise films, The Housemaid has really been a success so far. Let's keep it going.
Let's keep it going. Go to the movies now. Go see it again.
And at the time of our research, which may be different by the time you hear this because some time will have passed, it had grossed well over its $35 million budget, and is still in theaters as of today. So it's still drawing some profits.
That's right. That is exactly right. Well, sister, let's jump in to the housemaid.
Okay, y'all, this is it. I said before it was your last chance, but this is really your last
Here
chance.
we go.
So it starts off with Millie, our Sydney Sweeney character, and she's gets hired to be a live-in nanny by
No, a
Nina.
live-in maid.
I'm
not a
sorry, you're right,
nanny.
maid. In my mind, it was nanny, but you're
Right.
right. It was a live-in maid.
Well, you know
Um,
why? It's because where we live, aren't familiar with housemaids.
no, we are not.
Now we're familiar with nannies down here, but not
Yes, no
housemaids.
housemaids.
I've
That's right.
never really even heard of
Heard of
that.
that?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, gets hired by Nina and Andrew Winchester, but really by Nina because Andrew's not part of the hiring process.
At all.
Now we find out quick that Millie really needs a job because she
Yeah.
is literally living out of her car.
Living out of her car, which is a POS.
Mm-hmm.
And when she drives into that driveway, it's like it is luxury beyond. I mean,
Yeah.
she's hiring someone to live in to keep her
Yes,
house and
it
watch
is
with the kids. So it's
gorgeous.
a gorgeous. It's an estate.
Yes, it's an estate. And we find out that, I mean, like I said, she's living in her car. Her resume is completely made up. And that to me, when I saw it, it kind of made me, because I did know, I guess the one thing about this is it was going to be a mystery or a thriller. So I was looking for things. And that to me, I was like, ooh, maybe she's a little sus.
Yeah,
right? Like,
I did. I immediately thought that. I thought she is suspicious.
yep, because she's making up lies. She's living out of her car.
She was
Something's
totally
not
lying.
on the up and up.
Yeah. And I will say also, like when you walk in this home with Millie, right? Because she's
the first
taking us
time,
into this
for the
home for the
interview,
first
yeah.
time. Everything is perfect.
Perfection.
It's immaculate. Everything is in place. It is like you would imagine an estate like that to look like.
Yep.
Nothing is out of place. Everything is perfect.
Beautiful.
And I did have the thought, like, why do you need a housemaid? Like everything is like perfect.
I did too. She even had these amazing treats out for the interview, and it was just
yeah.
very, very formal.
It was formal, but she was warm and
very
kind.
warm.
Yeah,
she seemed cool. You know,
absolutely. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, we find out. Well, what I was going to say is, everything was perfect, and we were thinking that Millie was a little sus.
Right.
But then we quickly, that goes from Millie's a little sus to maybe Nina's a little sus, because when Millie arrives, she gets the job and she goes up for her first day to start work. And that perfect landscape that she had interviewed in, she walks in and it is a disaster.
A disaster. I want to pause for a second, because if we're telling it all, let's just go ahead and say what happens between when she interviews and when she gets the job, because she's sleeping in her car, the cops come, and the next thing we see, she's visiting her parole officer. So that's why we begin thinking she's sus, is because her parole officer's like, you got to get a job. And she's like, I think I've got one.
Correct.
Yeah. And also when she's talking to Nina about getting the job, Nina hints that she thinks she's pregnant. And so she's right.
Because she asked, you're right, because we were wondering why she needs help.
Right.
And this is why we find out she needs help. She's very early pregnancy. And she doesn't want her husband to know yet, but that she's going to be needing extra help.
Can I say one other thing? And it's probably going to be this kind of episode, because we're going to remember the movie as we go through it. But whenever when Nina is interviewing Millie, she takes her on a tour of the house, which we get to see the immaculate presentation all over the house.
Uh-huh.
But there are some clues as we're going through about her husband.
Uh-huh.
Because she's like, my husband built that dollhouse for
our daughter.
Yeah, for our daughter. That is
a replica.
A replica of this house, down to the detail and the scaling and everything.
Yeah.
So we're learning that. So that tells us right off that he is probably a neat freak kind of person himself. They have a daughter. He's involved. And if he's involved, he's going to have it
Yeah,
perfectly.
and he's designed and built this whole house.
Right.
He's in tech and all this, but we haven't met him yet.
Right. Right.
Um, so back to when she gets there, the house is a mess, and Millie, you can tell, is confused because she's
Hmm.
like, "This is very different than what she saw."
Yes.
Um,
Like it looked like they hadn't cleaned a dish in,
it looked like a bomb went off.
it did.
So Nina appears. She's all frazzled. She's got to work on her PTA speech, and she needs Millie to clean up. And so, no problem, right?
Right.
Well, she's like, I'm going to take your stuff upstairs. Great. Well, this is when we cut to Millie's cleaning the house and she's cleaned everything up. Everything looks good. And about this time, dad and little
Cece.
girl, Cece,
Yeah.
come home just as she's finished cleaning. And
Andrew and Cece.
Nina steps in to introduce everyone and explain they've now hired Millie to be the live-in housemaid.
And he's completely shocked by this.
Yeah,
He
he's like,
had no clue she was hiring a housemaid.
now and now Nina does say, don't you remember, honey? I told you she was going to be living with us. Like, but he acts like he has no idea.
I think he had no idea.
He probably didn't, but that's what
Yeah.
we at that point we don't really know, right?
Yeah.
We're thinking he's just like probably an absent-minded husband, right? We
Right.
tell our husbands things and they forget.
Yeah.
So
I used that before. I told you that.
uh-huh. So I will say we need to take a moment,
Oh
ladies
my
and
gosh.
gentlemen, to talk about the fineness of Brandon.
Absolutely.
He
A gorgeous,
he was so fine.
unbelievably so.
And he was just like so gracious and like, okay, great. Do you want to join us for dinner? Like cool as a cucumber. But she ends up saying no, she's gonna go up to her room and she'll come back down and clean later. And I will say I can't remember if I guess we had seen the room she was going to be staying in previously, but we'll go ahead and tell you now. Her room is in the very top of the house, and it's not really an attic, but it's like on the second or
It's
like third
almost
floor.
like in the widow's walk area,
Yeah. Mhm.
that part of a house. And
Yes.
it's got the vaulted ceiling coming
Yeah.
up. So it's at the top and you kind of go all through the house and you walk up this kind of sus stairway.
Yes.
And it's nice, right? Like the bed
Yeah.
is made, and I think there are even some flowers.
Yeah.
But she notices there's like the lock's funny.
The lock is on the wrong side of the door.
Right. And so she asks Nina for the key. And you feel something weird happening there,
Yeah.
but you don't know what it is.
And the window is not a window that opens.
Oh,
and it
that's
is
right.
kind of a small room. And so she was
Very small
thinking,
room.
just to get some ventilation. But Nina is like, of course, no big deal. I can get you a key, no problem.
Yeah, and even mentions like, I'll get that window fixed. Like we can get that fixed.
Yeah. So, okay. No, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
And so she goes up to her room and then, the night goes on. Well, it continues on in the house. I'll tell you, I'll say this and then I'll get to specific of the next day. Some things like what just happened continue happening. Meaning, when I say like what just happened, she had the interview and everything seemed perfect. And she came back a couple of days later and it was like a bomb went off. So
Yeah.
there were all these different things happening that were in opposition to each other in the house.
Yeah,
It
she's
didn't make
confused.
sense. So, example, the next morning when she gets up, she hears Nina screaming. So she runs downstairs.
Yes.
Nina is throwing a fit because she can't find her PTA speech, blames Millie for throwing it away. I mean, loses her mind. Well, what happens here, sister, when she's losing her mind? Who comes in?
I'm not remembering.
Oh, well,
I
this is
mean,
the first moment where besides meeting Andrew, this is where we really get to see him be the knight
oh,
in shining armor.
okay. I was thinking that you were maybe talking of someone else. Yeah, so he comes in and he realizes his wife is having a
An
crazy
episode.
episode. And so he has sympathy toward Millie and is like,
And his wife. He
yeah, yeah,
scoops
yeah.
her
He's super
up
nice
and
to his wife. And it's like,
he's
it's going to
like,
be
"Oh,
okay. You can
baby."
ride
He
it
picks her
very.
up and
Yes.
he's just like, "Oh, baby, it's going to be fine. This is what we're going to
Yeah.
do. I'm going to take Cece to school. You can get your speech done and go to the salon. It's
Oh
fine.
yeah, that's right. Because
It's
she
fine."
wanted to look perfect for the salon. And he's like, look, you'll have time to rewrite that and still get your roots done, and everything's
Mhm.
going to be fine. It'll all work out. But he also was nice to Millie about it too.
Absolutely. Like he wasn't mad at Millie. He knew. So I'm thinking here, I'm like, wait, so maybe he's like really nice and his wife is a total psycho and he feels,
Yeah, you're almost thinking like she's bipolar. Like that
yeah.
was
And
my mind in that
mhm.
moment. This
And that,
woman's bipolar.
yeah. And that she's going to like go to her room and he's going to be like, look, Millie, here's the deal.
Exactly.
But he
Yes.
doesn't. He just says, I don't know what's been going on with her. And, she's just been very erratic lately,
Yes.
basically. Moody.
Erratic is the perfect word for the behavior we were seeing.
So
Absolutely.
I wanted to give our listeners a few examples of the erratic behavior. So there was that incident. There was the incident where she sent Millie to pick up the daughter at ballet
Oh,
class.
yes.
And she gets there to pick up the daughter at ballet class. And she's like, I'm going home with my friend. And the mom was like, yeah, Cece's coming with us, and calls Millie, and Millie acts like she did not tell her to pick up Cece, but she
And you're
did.
wondering also, like, is this woman crazy and she forgot, or is there gaslighting happening?
Exactly. And you don't know, like, why in the world would she be gaslighting this girl? She didn't know her from Adam. So
Right. And
didn't,
the other thing that I would say here, sister, is she keeps threatening to fire her.
yes.
Right. And we realize Millie has to have a job or she's going back to prison.
Right. Because
And
when she meets with a
right.
parole officer, it's very clear. She has
Right.
to have a job.
She has to have a job. This is like, it's her last chance. So she's putting up with this crap that the average bear
Would be like,
would
bye.
never. Yeah. And, but then what she does is she kind of says, well, I'll tell you what I'm going to let you do. You set up a romantic weekend for Andrew and me. He always has wanted to see this symphony show. You go set that up, get us tickets, get us a room, make us dinner
Be a whole
reservations.
not
A
fancy
whole, that's
weekend.
right. That's
I'm going to
right. A
get
whole
Cece
fancy
a place
weekend.
to stay. It's going to be great. And you can just have the weekend off.
Yeah. Before we jump into that, should we mention her coming in from running errands or doing something with Cece and Andrew's mother being there? Should we
Oh,
just
yes, girl.
mention that?
It's yes. It's after the ballet incident.
It
She comes
is.
back in and she, Nina's like gets on to her for causing this brouhaha.
Right.
And we see across the couch, um, Elizabeth Perkins, who is
Yes. Who's
Andrew's.
completely like blonde, like platinum blonde.
She looked like she could have been in Flowers in the Attic to me.
Yes, she did.
Like she could have been the grandma, like in a current Flowers in the Attic version.
Yes. And she was Mrs. Winchester.
Mrs. Winchester, and
Yeah.
she had brought the china that grandmother had brought over from England, and
Because
it was
Andrew loves this
Andrew.
china.
Yes, Andrew loves it.
And I have to say, when I heard her say like Andrew loves this china, and Nina also said this is Andrew's favorite plate, and I'm just like, well, these are just lifestyles of the rich and famous.
They're just
I
rich
guess.
folks.
Like I don't think either one of our husbands would be like loving some china from
They're your
but it
ancestors.
would be something that I would talk about or that his mother would talk about,
Yeah.
right? Like he
My
might love
thought,
it and treasure it as a family heirloom, but I
right.
don't know, it was weird.
Well, my thought is that the mom, because when he came in, he was like cool, and oh yeah, she said something about the way he was dressed, and she was like, oh yeah, and he was like not formal enough, no tie, and he just seemed to have a little bit of a more down to earthness about him than the mom
Yes,
and
he
Nina.
did.
And
Yes.
so I thought, oh, I bet his mom is like, what I was thinking was that she loves the china and she's always pushing him to be fancier and more
Fancier,
proper
yes.
and more, you know what I mean? That
Yeah,
was kind of
because
what I was
he
thinking.
does have this just humble air about him.
For sure.
Like an every guy's guy, but
Yeah.
with lots of money,
Yes,
right?
exactly. Like he grew up very wealthy.
Yeah, of course.
So, that's a great example. That's important. Um, but there were lots of run-ins like this where it was like Nina said one thing and then something different would happen,
Yes.
like getting the romantic weekend set up.
Right.
So Millie does what she's supposed to, and Nina is like, what is this? And she tells her it's the
Oh, when she's
weekend.
looking at the tickets,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's the
yeah.
weekend that you wanted me to set up. Of course, Nina's like, why would I ask you to set up a weekend when I'm going to be at art camp with Cece or whatever?
Yes.
Well, about this time, she's
More
yelling at her,
gaslighting. More
more
gaslighting.
gaslighting. She's yelling at her. She's like, this is going to have to come out of your check, blah, blah, blah. Andrew comes home, saves the day. It's
Cool as a
fine.
cucumber.
Cool as a cucumber. We'll get your money. We'll get the money back. You don't have to pay for it. I can get it refunded. Don't you worry. Nina's mad though.
Yeah, she's mad. And so she leaves to take
To take
Cece
Cece
to
to
camp.
art camp. Hmm.
And you've got this gorgeous man and this beautiful housemaid in the house alone.
And he just can't get a refund on
He
the
can't. I
tickets.
mean, he's just
He can't do
lost
it.
it. Like, well, do you want to just go?
Yeah. Do
You
you
just
want to
want
just
to,
take a friend? Well, he asked her first if again, like, he seems so nice. Do you want to take the tickets and a friend and y'all go
that's
to
right.
dinner, go
I
to the
forgot about
movie
that.
or the
Yeah.
show, and then use the hotel room?
And
You
she
know?
doesn't have any friends.
No,
She's like, I don't have anybody to take.
exactly. So they end up deciding. I mean,
Well, they were hungry, sister. So they
they
were
were
just going to get
hungry.
dressed up and go to dinner. Oh, pause.
No,
Pause, something else. Something else happened that we have to say here.
what?
Because remember how sweet, in quotes, Nina was to clean out her closet and
Yes.
give Millie some of her clothes that she
Yes.
was going to give to Goodwill. And let's
Yes.
talk about the fact that they were gorgeous.
Gorgeous, like designer
Oh, yeah.
outfits
And
and
so
dresses.
when Andrew says, well, we'll go to dinner and we'll go, you're
No,
about
to the show. They were
to
going
the
to go to
show.
dinner in the show. Yeah.
Right, to dinner and the show. We'll come back tonight. So she's like, okay, and she's got these clothes, ironically, that
Gorgeous.
Nina gave her. And so she comes down those stairs to go to dinner with Andrew.
And she is absolutely gorgeous.
She is I always think she's cute, but I've never thought she was gorgeous. But in that moment, she was
She was
gorgeous. That
really gorgeous.
strapless
Uh-huh.
tweed material,
Uh-huh.
white. It looked like kind of a Chanel
Uh-huh.
dress, suit, heels, hair perfectly fixed because she had just looked like,
A housemaid.
yeah, a housemaid before. And so they head out to the big city.
They do. And we find out during this little conversation outing time one big thing, and that is that Cece is not his daughter.
I forgot about that. Now, let's do tell the real fans that you've seen it twice and I've seen it once. So
Yes,
you are
yes,
going
yes,
to
yes. I
probably
do. I
have
have.
some. I
Mhm.
forgot about that little piece of.
and that he's always
Nugget.
wanted a soccer team full of kids and that
Oh
he's
yeah, he wants all
not
these
his
kids.
own. And, but of course, Millie's like, but you're a wonderful father to her, blah, 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 blah.
Oh yeah.
Great. They go to dinner. He is, oh my gosh, like I cannot explain. And I know this was a dance between him as an actor and the writing. Like it was a combination of both.
Mm-hmm.
But the fine line he walked between, is he coming on to her or is he just being nice,
Oh yes.
during the dinner was brilliant
It
because
was
I
brilliant.
could not decide.
I know. Like, are you a nice guy? Or
Are
are
you
you
coming on
putting
to
the
this girl?
moves to her? And my gut told me he's probably putting the moves on her.
Right, but you is
But
just
I
as you
know
would
it was
think
a
that
contradiction.
he
It was
would
a
do so he was, and you
contradiction.
were like, okay, no, and
There's
just
definitely what you would call sexual energy,
chemistry.
chemistry
There's
between them.
chemistry
There's
between them
definitely chemistry.
for
Yes.
sure. Well, at dinner, of course, he orders martinis and he orders
Champagne.
what? Yeah, well, no martinis at dinner.
But I thought they had both. Did they have champagne later?
Yes, the champagne was
Okay.
later.
Okay.
So they have their martini. So she's tipsy, and they talk, and he ends up asking her to go over to the dance floor, and they dance. And even when they dance, at first you're like,
Oh yeah,
it's almost like
very
he's a big
platonic.
brother,
Very
and
platonic. Yes.
yeah, and you're like, okay, he's just taking her out for a fun. Hmm. Then he says, "Are you are you sober enough to drive us home tonight?"
And she said, no. And he said, me neither. We'll get you a hotel room.
No, he says, looks like we've got a problem then. And they go to the hotel that she had reserved already.
I know, but he got her a hotel
Yes,
room.
he
It
did. You're
wasn't
right.
like, I've
No,
got a
no, no,
hotel
no, no.
room. You can
You're
shack
right.
up with me.
Right. They got two separate hotel rooms. And so we're thinking, okay, until,
But you feel that chemistry, that
yes.
pull when they are walking down that hall. And ironically, they just happen to be across the hall from each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
And you remember Millie's phone had gone dead. And so she had to charge it. And the lady at the desk gave her a charger. So as soon as she got the phone plugged in and it started charging, all these messages popped up from Nina.
oh, yes. Why aren't you answering? What's going on? Just
Mhm.
psychopathic almost.
So that gave her, that's why she went across the hallway to show Andrew.
Mm-hmm.
And she starts crying and telling him, you don't understand. I have to have this job. I can't get fired. And he's like, it's fine. Don't worry. I'll take care of it. And she's like, no, you don't understand. Blah, blah, blah. Next thing you know, he's wiping her tears and kissing her. And it
And
just goes from
then
good to
better.
better. I was about to say bad, but I'm like,
No,
better.
I know. I knew that would have been what we would be prone to say, go from bad to worse. But we're going to say from good to better just
Oh my
because we're talking
gosh.
about movie entertainment.
Yes. So he's definitely cheats on his wife multiple times that night.
Yes. Yeah.
And they wake up the next morning, and I'm thinking, how is he going to act?
Yep.
But he is sweet as he can be.
Yeah, he is.
And they get a message that Nina is coming home early. So they're
That's
like,
right.
we got to
We got to
go.
get out of here.
And he does say to her, Nina can never know. And she does say to him, this can never happen again.
Right.
So we're like, okay. They get home. Nina's not home yet. And I'm on the edge of my seat because I'm thinking Nina
for
is
sure.
there and
They're going to come in together and
it's about to
it's
go
about
down.
to hit the fan.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So she's like, I'm going to go ahead and get lunch started. And he was like, okay. And he starts to walk away. And then he comes back and scoops her up. And he's like, I'm not going to say the word, but he says, F it. And he just scoops her up and takes her, and he says, F it. And he just scoops her up and takes her, and he says, F it. And he just scoops her up and takes her, and he says, F it. And he just scoops her up and takes her, and he says, F it. And he just scoops her up and takes her, and he says, F it. And he just scoops her up and takes her, and he says, F it. And he just scoops her up and takes her, and he says, F it. And he just scoops her up and takes her, and he says, F it. And he just scoops her up and takes her, and he says, F it. And he just scoops her up and takes her, and he says, F it. And he just scoops her up and takes her, and he says, F it. And he just scoops her up and takes her, and he says, F it. And he just scoops her up and takes her, and he says, F it. And he just scoops her up and takes her, and he says, F it. And he just scoops her up and takes her, and he says, F it. And he just scoops her up and takes her, and he says, F it. And he just scoops her up and takes her, and he says, F it. And he just upstairs. And
Forgot about that. Oh, and she said in here, like talk about in her room, remember? And he was like, yes.
no, they're not in her room yet. Not the nanny's room yet.
Well, where were they? Where
In
were
the
they?
Well, he just took her upstairs. We didn't see that.
Oh, okay.
Um so so
Oh, you're right. You're right.
yeah.
I'm
Yeah, that's
remembering
coming.
now.
Yeah.
I'm remembering.
So we're freaking out. We're like, oh my gosh, she's going to
Nina's
come
going to catch him.
home.
Nina's going to catch
So the
him.
next thing we see is cut to Nina coming in the house. And we're like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And by the way, when I was seeing this movie with you and Maddie, like you had already talked out loud several times at
I
this
know.
point.
I couldn't help it. It was that much fun. I was
It
like,
was so good.
don't do it. No. I couldn't control myself, real fans. I was part of the spectacle.
It was so good. So Nina comes home and we're like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Well, she turns in the kitchen and Millie's in there making lunch. This
Yes.
fabulous lunch.
Yeah.
So Nina brings the food in to serve them lunch, and that's when Millie says something about her quiche is so good. And did you learn that in prison?
Yes.
And that's when Atlas, not
Well,
Atlas,
Andrew.
Andrew. It clicks with Andrew. That's what she was talking
That's
about.
why she can't lose her job. And that is when the proverbial shit hits the fan.
Big time.
Nina throws a fit. And I'm kind of scared to say anything because I'm scared I'm going to get it wrong. But that's when Andrew asks her to leave, right?
Yes. Well, they had the incident with the vehicle, but I mean, it's the same. It's the shenanigans, same kind of
Okay.
shenanigans,
Okay.
right? Well, and after that final straw with Nina sending Millie in her car and then calling the police to say she stole her car, that's when it was the final straw, because and that's was the incident you were talking about. So Andrew says, I can't be a part of this anymore. I can't stand here and watch you do this to her. It's disgusting. I want you out. Goodbye.
Get out. But and I mean, there's one point where he rages. He's
Yeah.
like, get out. No. Like
Yes.
it was like nothing I'd ever heard before.
Well, he went from calm 0
Yes.
to 60 back to 0.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
And it was
Yeah.
like, oh wait, is he crazy? So
Well, I wasn't really questioning that yet. I thought he was done with her.
he was just really frustrated. I
Right.
mean, and Nina was like, he was like, get out of my house. And she was like, our house. And he was like, my house. And I was like,
Yes.
oh boy.
Yeah.
So Nina is very upset. She gets in Millie's face. She yells at her. She goes out to her car. She leaves and she's crying and she's screaming at the top of her lungs. And then it cuts back to the house. So we see Andrew and Millie we see, it's sort of not a montage, but sort of a montage of their next, probably
Watching movies together.
watching movies,
Taking showers
taking
together.
showers,
Just
making love,
spending
talking.
time
Yes,
together.
all the things. Well, about this time, things are just going so well. And one morning they wake up and Millie decides she's going to go down and make him breakfast in bed. And she goes down and she just gets the idea she's going to use his favorite china.
That's right. She's got it
Mother
all out.
Winchester.
She's making it perfect.
Yeah. Well, when she puts it all on a tray to then bring it upstairs, she turns and the
Gardener.
he's the groundskeeper is standing in the door, and it scares her and she drops the tray.
Now, shall we remind our listeners that mommy, I wanted to say mommy dearest, but mommy
Mrs. Winchester
told us that is his favorite.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and
That's what, yeah.
I thought she was over exaggerating.
She wasn't. She wasn't.
She wasn't. It
Um,
apparently is his favorite.
so he comes down and he's like, "No worries, sweetheart. Just
I've
let's
got a
just
plate guy.
I've got a plate guy. Let's just don't throw away any of these pieces, put them in the bag. It'll be fine." So she does. No problem.
She just picks them up and puts them in a bag like
Hmm.
anyone would. Uh-huh. Because
Well,
he's got a plate guy.
yeah. Well, he comes home from work that night with
Hmm.
dinner and champagne and realizes that the plates are sitting there and he's like, "Oh, you didn't wash them before you put them in the bag." And she said, "Well, yeah, I didn't want to cut my fingers." And he was like, "Oh, okay. Well, how about," and she's like, "Well, let's have dinner." And he's like, "Well, how about this first?" And they start kissing, blah 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 blah. He leads her up to her room
That's when they go to her room.
with the champagne.
Yes.
And they get in there and he pops the champagne and they're kissing on the bed and they even like what's it called when you like wrap your hands together for like a bride and groom do when you do like the
A
toast.
cross-handed toast. That's what we'll
Yes,
call
yeah,
it.
they even did that. And she drinks that champagne and is like out.
Yep. And that's when she said, in here. In here?
Uh-huh.
And he's like,
Uh-huh.
yes, in here.
And she is out. Well, then she wakes up and that room is completely bare,
Bare to the bones.
bare to the
Bare
bone.
to the bones.
And she's locked in that room.
Hmm.
Well, about this time, we also get back to Nina in the car where she's screaming and then suddenly bursts into laughter.
Yep.
And we realize she was wanting to get away on purpose. And we get,
Yep.
and
This was all her genius plan.
all her genius plan. Absolutely. So Millie's locked in the room.
And she thinks he's playing around. Like
Totally.
she's knocking on the door. Andrew,
Mhm.
Andrew.
Totally.
Come
Totally.
on, love.
Uh-huh. He's not letting her out until he slides a piece of that plate under the door and tells her she has got to cut 21 slices into her stomach.
I wonder why the 21. Was that how many pieces of the plate there
I think
were
so.
or
I think
something?
it was
Okay.
21 pieces. Now, I'm going to stop here because before we saw this scene, we got the Millie or Nina's flashback. So we already know the backstory of him locking her in the room.
Right. So tell us about that.
Well, when they met, Nina was a single mom, struggling, trying to take care of her daughter, and is completely charmed by Andrew, Mr. Andrew Winchester.
Who wouldn't be?
Who wouldn't be?
I mean, there's no one that, I mean, there's no red-blooded American single woman who would not be charged by him.
Yeah. Charmed, not charged. Yeah.
Yeah, charmed.
He
Charged up too. I mean, come
he
on.
totally love bombs her, and it goes fast track relationship to quick marriage. Well, everything's great until one day when she has an appointment at the salon where she's supposed to get her roots done. Because she's blonde now. She was
Right.
brunette, and then they got together, and she's blonde. And she comes in, and he immediately notices that someone missed her salon appointment.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, "Oh yeah, I got hung up at the park with Cece. I rescheduled it. No big deal."
Mm-hmm.
It was
didn't like that.
It was a big deal to him. So he takes her right on upstairs, and he tells her he needs a file from his work cabinet up there. So she goes up there. He ends up going behind her, closes the door, locks it.
Mm.
Her way to get out was she had to pull out 100 pieces of her hair from the root.
It had to have the root cap on it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So that was her situation like that. Um,
And she did it. She had to put him in an envelope and he came back. Do you remember that, sister?
yep.
And there, one of them didn't have a root, like that root that you can see at the
Yep.
end.
So they
And
should
she
do it all
had to
over.
do it all over again, 100 more.
Yep. So the shenanigans with them continue though, because then he actually sets her up. He frames her to look like she was trying to drown her child. So she would be sent off to an institution.
Yes.
And she was sent away to an institution for a while. It's a lot of gaslighting going on there. So he was really trying to put himself in power and have that relationship with Cece so that he would be the primary um caregiver of Cece and he could hold that over her head because he knew
Yes.
she was never going to leave her daughter.
Right.
And
And he wanted to have babies with her. So a couple of things that I told you when we left that I had seen. When she had moved in, she was watching Cece play in that dollhouse.
yes, Millie,
And
when Millie moved
Millie,
in.
when when Millie moved in, she was watching Cece play in the dollhouse.
Yeah.
And Cece was acting out things that the male in the house would say because they were like little replica dolls of
Of their
Andrew
family.
and Nina and Cece. And she said something and he said like orange juice is a privilege. You must
Drinking
drink
juice is a
drinking
privilege.
juice is a privilege. And that's something he would say quite a bit, like something
Yeah.
is a privilege. The other thing is when he came in and saw his mom sitting there with his favorite plates that day, the first thing he said to his mom was, "Your roots look great."
No, no, no. He said, you're right. I mean, you're right. But he said, oh, hey, mom, you look wonderful. Not a root in sight.
Yeah,
Who says that?
yeah, I don't know.
Like, what?
Mm-hmm.
Not a root in sight.
Yep.
That was a good clue. You're right. That was a clue for me too. But again, he played this fine line so well
Brilliant.
of like, he said that, but then he also was just like normal guy.
Yeah,
So it was like, oh, is he just trying
absolutely.
to like play along with his mom? Like he was so good, y'all. So
He
good.
was.
So we get that background. So now we know without a doubt he's the bad guy. He's the crazy one.
Of course.
So Nina gets Cece from art camp, tells her we're getting out of here. And
Yeah.
Cece's like, we can't leave Millie there.
And I have to say, up until that very moment, I thought Cece was a brat.
Mm-hmm. But
But
really,
she
Cece was
was probably just
terrified.
walking the tightrope with her mom. She was
Yes.
like, this man's crazy.
Yeah. So they end up we see they do end up going back to the house. Well, while that's happening, um she gets bu- 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 I'm getting my girls confused. Millie cuts her stomach. She's like, I did it. Let me out. Well, while she's in there, she was going potty on the little bucket.
Mm-hmm.
She found hidden in the crack of the wall a little I don't know what you call
Like it was an envelope cutting type
yeah,
thing,
like an
like a little
envelope.
dagger almost.
Exactly. And
And I think Nina put that there
she
intentionally,
did
knowing
because
this was all going to
she
happen.
did because we
Yes.
saw it in Nina's hand in another
Yes.
part.
Oh,
I just
okay.
didn't get into that much detail, but
Okay.
you are
Yeah.
correct. She did put it there. So she found that. Well, she's like, "Okay, I'm ready. I'm done. Come get me." So he leaves her there for a while. She falls asleep. He comes in the next day, wakes her up, sits on the bed. Oh baby, I'm so sorry. I hope we can move on from this. He's going to lean
Mm-hmm.
down and kiss her. And as he does, she stabs him in the neck with that.
Yes, like right near the jugular, kind of.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes. Well, that was her moment to get away. So she did. Of course, they tussled and she got away, locking him in the room.
Yes.
And
We were cheering her on.
I, I don't often like clap in a movie, but like I wanted to clap in that moment.
Oh,
I
I'm
wanted to be
sure
like, woo!
I probably did.
It was so good. Well, she came up with the plan to have him pull one of his teeth
Oh my gosh.
to get him.
Because what she started doing was using his language against him because he was like,
Uh-huh.
let me out, let me out. And she said, I will, just
Mhm.
not right now.
Just
Because
not
that's what
now.
he said to both of the scenes.
Yes.
Just not right now. I'm going to let you out, just not right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do it after you pull one of your front teeth.
Because his mother loved that precious smile
That
so
beautiful
much.
smile. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
So she takes the
Pliers.
pliers and slides them under the door.
And y'all, I'm going to tell you right now, I just had to, both times I saw this, I did not watch or listen to this part. I
Oh,
can't,
really? I did. I didn't take my eyes off the screen.
I cannot even bear for an elementary school student to be like, I've got a wiggle tooth. Can
Oh,
you pull
no.
my? No,
They sent them to me, and I pulled those teeth out of those kids
I
when I was
do
teaching school.
not do teeth. I do not do teeth. So I could not bear it. And I'm going to tell you right now, do you think you could actually physically use a pair of pliers to pull your tooth out?
I do not think I could. I think I would have been stuck in the room starving to death.
I do too. I don't think
Hmm.
I could have physically like had the I don't know, the mental fortitude to make
Yeah, I
my
don't think I could. I'm
strength.
not, no, I don't think I could.
Yeah,
Mm-mm,
I don't think I could either, but he
mm-mm.
did. He pulled
But
his tooth
he
out.
pulls the dang tooth out.
Hmm. And he's also super pissed at this point because she's broken all the china
Oh,
right
yeah, because
outside the
she
door.
brought all the china and she was like, oh, here's one of the salad plates.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And
Oh, a gravy boat. I didn't even know.
yes.
Yeah.
She was a, she
She was so
played
good.
this so well. I mean, I've seen her in a couple of little things here and there. Like she was in
Uh-huh.
that cute movie, like We Belong Together or something like that. I don't even know what it was. And I was like, nah, nah.
Well, the thing is he wants out now, but she's like, I'm not quite yet. So she ends up like going around the house, eating. She goes down to watch a movie and she dozes off.
Yep.
Well, meanwhile, remember, Nina's coming home to help her.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so she hears a sound upstairs. Millie hears a sound upstairs and it wakes her up.
Mhm.
Sh Nina's going up the stairs. Nobody's in the house. So she's like, perfect. Nina's thinking, I'm going to go let Millie out of the room.
Right. Because Cece said we can't leave,
Mhm.
Mom, and we
Well,
can't leave her there
Millie is downstairs and starts coming upstairs and realizes it's Nina. And so
with the
she's
key
with the
to
key. And
unlock.
as soon as she turns that corner, she's like, Nina, what are you doing? And right at that time, that door flies open.
Oh
And
my gosh.
there's Andrew with a tooth missing, blood all over
Bloody.
him. He's like,
And
hi, honey, I
yes.
missed you so much. And picks her up and literally throws her down the stairs like a
Yeah.
rag doll.
Yeah.
I will just say from that moment on, they're they're chasing through the house. He's running outside looking for them. Um, especially particularly Millie, because she runs out of the house and he's
Yeah.
like really wants to get her back because he's really done with Nina at this point.
Yeah.
Um, but he can't find her. So he goes back into
Mhm.
the house and um I think at this point he's thought, well, Millie's gone, so maybe I will try to get Nina back. And he goes and he's trying to talk to her, and she's standing at the stairwell that's like 4 stories up. And I really thought she was somehow going to end up sacrificing herself to like take him down.
Oh, I didn't. I didn't know
But
what was going to happen, but that didn't cross my mind.
she does tell him off. And about that time, Millie comes up behind him and Nina is telling him off and he's basically like, I'm going to kill you. And she's like, great, go for it. And he lunges toward her and um, Nina steps out of the way and Millie pushes him over the stairwell
Yep.
to his death.
To his death.
Yeah. And it's a rough way down for
It
sure.
is.
And they end up completely walking away from it because they set it up like it was just an accident. He was trying to change a light bulb.
Change a light bulb. And then the ironic part in that is that the cop that Nina is telling the story to, her sister dated Andrew at one time.
Was engaged to him.
That's right. So she was very familiar and made one think, could her sister have been in that room one day? Or did her sister face
Right.
his fury in any way?
Right.
And
Right.
so she said, after she's asking all these questions, and you can tell like she knows there's more to it. And then at the end she says, well, this is just one of those terrible accident type
What
things.
a terrible household accident.
Yeah, yeah.
So they are scot free. And it's great because um, Nina ends up giving Millie a large check. I believe it was like $100,000 to
100K,
go
yep. Because
to,
she now is acting like the grieving widow.
right.
She's the
Oh, for
grieving
sure.
widow. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But she and Cece are going to move to California. And she wants Millie to be able to start over. And the last, I think, spoiler
Yeah.
is that the next thing we see is Millie interviewing at,
Nina's
and
giving her a reference.
that's right, at another home. And Nina just said so many wonderful things about her. And she said that Nina was a pleasure to work for. And the lady talks about how her husband's really
A
um,
stickler.
a real stickler for
Mm-hmm.
the way things have to be around the house. And then we get a close up of the wife's wrist, and you can tell it's bruised, that she's been
Mm-hmm.
beaten,
Mm-hmm.
and she's playing with a knife. And she says, "Do you think you'll be able to help me?" And she said, "When can I start?" And
Oh,
so
yes.
it was so, so good. So good. Um, so what do you think? Would you say it stands up?
I mean, yes, I would. Of course, that's why we broke every rule we've had for over a year and a half of podcast.
Yes.
And it stands up so much that it has been greenlit for a sequel titled The
Woo!
Housemaid Secrets. It and great box office numbers and all that good stuff. And Sydney Sweeney and director Paul Fig are both returning.
Fantastic. It's going to be awesome. So something to
We
look
all.
forward to.
I have
That
to
and
say
Hunger
this.
Games.
Oh yeah, but I'd never read that third book. But or this like the sixth book or
No, the
something. I
one
don't
that's
know.
coming out now isn't a book. The
Oh,
new
it's
one coming
not.
out. Mm-mm.
I thought Madison told me she read it and it was her favorite one.
Mm-mm, mm-mm. I don't
Okay.
think so, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Again, real fans,
I
come
only
here.
read the first three Hunger
Real
Games.
fans, come here for the facts. Find out for you.
Oh my gosh. Well, I have to say this was so much fun doing something, but it was even more fun to go to the theater and watch it.
It
As a matter of fact,
the
I made several phone calls and texts like you must go. And one
it
of
was the
them,
highlight of my Christmas
mine too.
vacation.
And one of the people that I called to watch it, and I know she's listening because she always does, was Hester Jane. And she called me when she left the movie and she was like, holy heck. And she was like, it was so good, it was so good. But she missed the bruises at the very end. She's like, I didn't really understand the end. And I said, the bruises. And she was like, oh. And so, yeah, it was so much fun. So
They finally made one like they used to,
I
y'all.
know it. I know it. All right, sister. Clues for next week because we're back to the 80 again. And here's the first clue.
Okay.
We get to see what happens when responsibility shows up without warning.
All right, here's another clue. That clue's funny. One of the most talked about moments in 80s movie history wasn't a line or a scene or even a main character. It was something people swear they saw in the background.
I know. And the movie takes place almost entirely inside one apartment with a tiny new arrival that turns everything upside down.
Such a good one.
I know. Think you know what it is? Tune in next week and find out.
All right, real fans, we've enjoyed it, and we hope that you have seen The Housemaid and loved it as much as we did.
Bye. Bye, sister. Love you.
Bye. Love you
Bye,
too.
real fans.